I mean, first match, to be honest, we started well. The first map was going pretty good. Unluckily, some few unlucky moments happened during the game. It went to the 4 overtimes, maybe even 5. Pearl Dino went well to us, and I think EDG had a moment also after winning such a hard map. It's also interesting to play against them because they kind of play different Valorant from what we see in the EMEA. People play different, and here they actually have an interesting play style, and I think for last time when I played against them, when it was Master Tokyo, they changed their play style fully. It was good to play against Kankan and Chichu. This time they won. 1-1 on international events then.
Up towards Heaven, and Camo still causing all sorts of difficulty. Here's it, the rumble, the footsteps! My God, man!
I mean, we're gonna have the same preparation. I'm not gonna let anyone give up, even if it maybe felt on the second map for some of the people that we gave up. We came here to try to show the best Valorant, to try to be the best team. Maybe we're not gonna show that up, but I definitely can say that we're gonna be fighting. At least we will give all of 100% for us for next game, and you can trust in that.
As I said, full trusting Team Liquid to win Abyss.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, one of the cleanest games of Abyss I've ever watched,
Likewise.
personally.
One of the longest, that's for sure. That was crazy. Like, how do we get to that point in multiple OTs where the defense side is the one that's winning every single time? Whenever a team was down in numbers, they were just clutching up with individual heroics.
Yeah, that game 3 5v3s were lost. I mean, constantly teams going down when they had advantage. It was a ridiculous, I mean, it was just like a highlight reel of individuals at the point, but Team Liquid got out the better of it.
Yeah, and a highlight reel of Nats, because it feels like not just on this map, but every map he's played so far in this tournament, he's been putting up numbers.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful that he's the one to secure the last kill of the game and win in OT, because from the get-go, he was having so many highly impactful rounds in this first half. This one especially, getting that second kill on the collat with the transfer, getting a 4K to secure the round. Like, so many of these rounds that Team Liquid stole back was off the back of Nats.
He had some really impactful lurks in the second half. In the first half, Sentinels playing this double smokes comp, which blows up mid-control. I think he did a good job of not only having his util there to support, but sometimes with a camera, setting up trap plays or reclears in that area of the map. It was very good individual play from him, and, well, the overtime was extremely sloppy from both teams, very individualistic. I thought the calling was pretty solid, especially on the defensive side for Team Liquid earlier on into that game.
I would like to see something else on the attack, especially when we go on to bind, maybe something new that they prepped. But also we have to, you know, laugh a little bit at some of the more whimsical mini boo-boos that we saw on the side from the side of Sentinels.
Well, my question is, there's a certain round where two players fall off the map, jumping and bouncing into each other. Do we even have OT if they don't fall off here?
No.
Like, genuinely, Zekin and Narrate both jump at the same time. It's just absolutely heartbreaking that this ends up happening.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I love the laugh into instant depression.
Yeah, just falling back in his chair.
We jumped at the
Oh,
same time.
you have
It's
to
okay.
laugh
It's all
about
good.
it.
Yeah, you can't do anything else but
Yeah.
laugh that off. But yeah, honestly, if Sentinels had won that round, they could have snowballed that attack side a lot more. And little mistake. They also, by the way, it's all coming back to me after the long overtime.
Slow down, one at a time.
They almost won that round after 2 players.
They
fell
did
off the
almost
map.
win that round.
They did. Every round that looked like it wasn't winnable, they somehow managed to win, and it was vice versa for Liquid as well. But as we head to bind, this is where I get a little bit worried for Liquid. I have a lot of faith in Kaplan's prep when it comes to, you know, these kind of situations.
It's a weird one, right? Because we've seen Team Liquid play the bind, but the only time we've seen Sentinels play bind was in their very first match of kickoff versus 100 Thieves. That was a win for them. They had Narrate on a Gecko. They were still playing some Teo. You know, not too revolutionary, but really it's been ages since we've seen this locked in for them.
I have no idea what to expect from Sen, and this is definitely not a map that is like at the top of the map pool for Team Liquid either. So it could very well go either way, but I feel like in the chaos, we've kind of lost the plot. But to reset the stakes, it's an elimination game here. Loser goes out in the first round. Sentinels was just a few rounds, one round away at multiple moments from being able to go into the playoffs cleanly. And now they're going into somewhat uncharted territory in Bind.
Yeah, and honestly, I know, Yinsu, you're not loving TL's chances on Bind, but the more I think about the way this series has gone, the more I kind of like them if you ignore the history of Bind as a map for them. Because if you think back to Lotus, I thought Team Liquid were playing fantastic macro, especially on their attacking side. I think Bind is a map where Nats can really slow things down, try to exploit on the lurks and make things happen. And also, it's a very brawl-heavy map when it comes to the execs. And Team Liquid, while it was a little bit back and forth, I felt like had the upper hand when it came to that last map on Abyss.
Yeah, I do agree with that one. And for Nats as well, obviously, this is a map he's always been incredibly personally comfortable on. His lurks are absolutely iconic on Bind.
Everyone knows what he does. It's getting to a point where I think you can even read into where he puts his walls, especially on the defense.
Is that you said the same thing about Abyss, and you were right about Abyss, but they still got away with a lot of the stuff. And
yeah, but it was a clean win for Liquid, that's why.
Of course. Don't get me wrong. I think I recall you telling me that Nats said that he does play the same way, but he doesn't need to change it.
Yeah,
it's still good, right?
It's not Nats that the issue for me here on Bind, at least. It's, you know, some of the ways that they play around the sky as well. The way that you can kind of read into what they want to do depends when and where Paddy flashes. They like to do the 1-4 a lot of the times, and also, like I said, on the defense, they like to play around that Viper wall. And a lot of the times, if you just watch their VOD, you do the prep the way the Kaplan should be doing, you can probably come up with a lot of really good antis, which we already saw on Abyss.
Let's see what we've got. So Team Liquid so Sentinels, this is a comp change. Narrate had been playing the Gecko previously, and it's just switching over into a Sky.
Yeah, I don't think it's a massive change. If you're playing a solo flash initiator, there's not great Gecko-Teo synergy, so that makes a little bit more sense to me. Scouting Yuto with the Sky, followed it up with the Teo. But gonna see Zekin back on that Raze, another exciting head-to-head against Camo. Very interesting to see Yoru from neither of those players the last two maps.
Yeah, because we've been seeing like all the Jet and those types of things. So honestly, it comes to me again about the brawling of these two teams when it comes into the side hits. So actually really effective retakes from both teams on the last map. Bind, notoriously hard to retake.
And I cannot believe it comes down to this map as well, because elimination is on the line. The winner will get a chance to make playoffs tomorrow one last time. Here is Bren and Sideshirt.
This is it. It's going to be the last time we see one of these two teams here in Bangkok. Elimination. It's all on the line. And Team Liquid, listen, hard pressed, but they did manage to drag it to this third map of Bind. And there are some unknown Sentinels. It's a map they like to second stage ban, float occasionally, but who the hell knows here? In this Sentinels core, they've never known elimination in the group stage, preliminary stage, excuse me, of the global event.
Well, here, take a look at the pistol round from Team Liquid. They're going to stack 4 players over towards B, anticipating this. They've got the right read.
They certainly do.
SEN running a very familiar pistol round.
I'm going to fight us with flashes. Keiko flash over the top, Sky flash as well alongside it, but they are walked all the way up. They might just miss the timing here. Team Liquid flash up into the face. Yeah, Paddy, it's not long for this ward. Kamek swinging round and wide. He needs to return that fire. Camo over the shoulder. Bit of stray bullets and spam as the smokes are just dropped down. Advantage here for Liquid, they found it.
I've got to assume that Paditek there got killed by a player that was full blind. Nat's going to pop the wall. He's playing the weak side of the map almost all the time for them on the defensive bind. He's got this orb up at default as well that makes it pretty difficult to get nice plants.
3 players up through heaven here. Team Liquid just trying to barge their way back into the side as well, and the fight is going their way. John dropped down to just 11 HP. Bang up and over. Clean shots necessary for Sentinels to stand a chance. They slow it down with the salvos, but everybody's positions accounted for. Team Liquid start off strong here on Bind. That pistol round win.
And what a lovely pistol strat it is too. You're going to see a lot of this from Liquid. Watch out for where Kamek and Paditek are playing. If they're playing on the same side of the map together, they're probably going to try to set up some kind of either trap play like this or a flash re-clear. I think Liquid currently, I'm actually a big fan of their bind. I've been watching a lot of it. I think they're probably the best team that isn't running a Vice on this map. Now the results have not necessarily borne that out. But here they've got a chance to pull out a win in a big moment.
Bringing the ankles ever so slightly here, but yeah. all good.
There.
Judge from Keiko as well, over towards Hookah. Very difficult to clear out.
All quiet for now. Bang has that showers control. The rest of his team, Sentinels, probably going to be calling for a B long take. No, they're changing their mind. Or they were going to be looking for TP options.
Coming back over towards A. Don't know whether Bang's going to anticipate that Kamik's got his number here.
The orb's up. The fuel's going to be running short, surely. And yeah, wall's going to be dropped down. Faced out wide there with the rate. That's Salvas up towards the back. Camo is going to be forced to press forwards, and with Nats by his side, it's all good, no worries.
Look at Nat's setup there again. Another different defensive setup over towards A instead of having the orb over towards default. He puts it short. Anytime the attacking Viper wall goes up, he's going to match the same amount of fuel on his orb. And that makes it much more difficult for you to be able to get the lurk timing down short. His Viper setups are very unique, very creative on Bind. He's kind of meta leading at the moment.
Beautiful, beautiful. Nice camo.
Just like he was back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been a while since we've seen this creativity from Nats, and I think him now IGLing has allowed him to craft these setups where he calls around them. Sentinels have got to figure out what the defense looks like. He's got a wall again here, Nats, for Camo to try to take a fight.
Oh, Bulldog, damage done, kill found.
That's a brutal opener for Sentinels.
Yeah.
One of their drones has gone missing.
Got the spike.
One of their top-performing players in the series so far has gone missing. And it's so easy for ult cycles to start forming on Bind. It's probably the #1 map for that kind of stuff to get out of control.
Snowballing away from you. Plays down now. Forcing his contact plays once more. Look at Nats, he's already there with a setup, as you mentioned. An exchange when it comes to the fuel timings. Just up and down they go. Nade to the floor. Bang. Just get the one kill, but Nats, okay. Just can't quite retreat there, but there's a molly at the feet, and John, yeah, very ready for that one. So good util from Sen, flushing out these players.
And a bit of a mistake from Camo as well. Does Kamik try to find a timing here? He has.
Got away in.
He's worked in way further forward than they're going to think.
They flash through. This is a beautiful timing, and yes, Elsis none the wiser. Pull it to the side there. It's weaker weaponry from Team Liquid, but they're doing decent work with it. Nevertheless, here with Matt through the back as well. Through the full kills. Need to be found. Bang. Trying to maintain control and composure in through the round. And swinging wide. What? The molly to the chest and a ghost to the face.
I mean, Keiko launches a projectile like he's using the snowball weapon. And then he hits him with a ghost headshot.
Yeah.
That should be a clutch that Bang is winning every day of the week, I think. The peak timing, there's nothing to fault him on. And then he headbutts a molly. I want to see the final kill from Keiko. How is he so precise? Oh, he just tiny little sidestep. Maybe the molly did extra damage.
Yeah.
That's brutal, though, for Sentinels. Utterly brutal. They lost Narrate at the very beginning of the round and couldn't close things out there. The timing from Kamik, the right risk taken at the right time. Sen are taking a tactical timeout
After losing the bonus.
after round 3.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I've loved about having Mini on the broadcast in EMEA, goated coach from Fnatic, is that you get the insight on these kind of timings. And I remember Mini saying at one point, you are never calling this for a tactical reason. You're calling it for some kind of, you've heard something in the comms that's gone wrong, you've heard your team's got like a bad mentality or a bad approach to things, something's gone skew with early. One reason why that might not be the case this round, it might be more tactical, is that Sen actually have enough money that they can force here. So you might be trying to give them an extra round. Idea from the strat book that they can pull out to just stop Team Liquid's snowball developing. As soon as Camo and Kamik get ults online, this could get out of control so fast.
Might already be the case. As I said, I mean, Camo, as soon as he gets that ult online, he's 2 away. As it is, Vi is scrapped together. Flash dodge, but Acknowledgement. That's what they were really looking for on Team Liquid side of things. Paddy's going to be getting that information. Has to back away and respect it. Here's the Boombot. Here's the dog, and it's a double drone approach in through the B side, looking to try and squeeze these players and see if they can listen, man. Team Liquid, they're doing damage, but Raid and Bang, he sidestepped the damage. The bullets while they're at it, out through the back, they weren't expecting that kind of timing. Nats, he's straight in the fray, straight into the fight.
Down B.
Running a mockery over all of them. John QT, that's an Armageddon Expendable way ahead of this one. It's a slow ult at that. Isolates the one, but does he know where Camo is? Does he know where Camo is? The answer is no.
Nats has just done the same thing to them in this round that Kamek did in the previous. It's just taking the timing through the smoke. Kamek does a decent job of being able to get one in this situation, but Keiko wasn't able to get much more in this spot. But this play here, as Nats just walks through into backside, doesn't get traded. In fact, snaps onto Narrate.
Nice, nice, nice. Why so easy? Let's go.
Oh.
4-0, and Sentinels, they put everything into that previous round. They put attack timeout in there, they forced up. This is going to be 5-0 before we can blink, and that's even before we start talking about Showstopper and Gecko ult. This is a very rough beginning to a crucial elimination map for Sentinels.
Yeah. What's ringing at the back of my mind is that Sentinel squad, I mean, it's been essentially bespoke, built for success, and triple face down short, one way to deal with it. Camo's been perched up on those high ground angles a little bit prior, so I think they had some level of awareness. But how do you convert it past this point?
Toxins going up. Poison orb emitting.
Drone. Not broken in time, so Paddy's going to be spotted out there. Retreat back to a bit of safety, but he's going to try and hold this one down. It's a crash used in response to Taman, I believe, potentially there.
You don't really want to fight it, though.
Okay. Coming up close. Might be where these guns drive with a flash into your face! Rapid fire as he approached from second, but he's isolated alone, and that was just because of the mosh that was layered down earlier by Kamek. Instant TP.
Nats left the site.
And taking the pivot. Yeah, Nats is not home. Able to get the plant down potentially into this spot, but a lot of unknowns here.
They're not going to think about this, though, are they?
Sentinels, surely not thinking about it, and yeah, there's no coverage up towards the top. The attempted to trade, Narrate, he's just spamming right clicks, jumping around!
That's your own wall, Bang! They're swinging through their own Viper wall to try to fight him in the chaos.
And that just puts an end to any chances of Sentinels there in round 5. It's getting tallied up here for Team Liquid after a tenuous, hotly contested Abyss.
And Nats is having so much value. He's the player that closed it out on Abyss.
Yeah.
That got them the attack round when nothing else was working. And his setups and his individual ability are taking them through to a 5-0 scorching lead in the decider.
Pit drop down. Gonna be blocking off a portion.
And one-way showers, a really standard setup here. And even if you do try to go fast through showers, if you somehow make it through, Camo has a showstopper. Yeah. So it looks like A is weak, or at least weaker, because there's only 2 players here. But how could you possibly get through? I guess you could take showers and try to pit out, if Bang wants to try that. But I think Camo would just have a field day there with his nade and with his showstopper.
Yeah, look at him. I mean, he's just holding util into his hands. It's walking, contacting, called by SEN, but how the hell do you navigate this one? Snake bite drop down as well. It's going to be a nade. They're going to try and get all the way past this. Showstopper going wide as well. And bullets are flying, exchange, the handshake across the site. 4 versus 4 in through the smokes. Drop down, Shorty in play. Bang. Just spraying down with pellets, Camo. Drop down, sent straight back to that spectator seat. It's 3 versus 4. Creeping through onto the flank though. Shoulder to shoulder. It's a pit drop down as well, but this might just give them more ins. Keiko moving forwards in second. He doesn't anticipate this whatsoever. Yeah, with a pit in their face, there's no instant trade-off. Molly at the feet as well. It's going to be locking these SEN players out and wide. Sliders the gaps. They managed to get past it, but still they need the kills, and they need them now. Trades in sight. It's a 1v2, and it's just stuck all the way.
nothing to play for there for an 08. The value from the wingman. He's hopped on it at the end there. Little buddy getting him the 6th. The flank. Same position that Nats won the prior round from, by the way. And Sen did a great job of getting through these ults. A great coordinated play and a sick satchel outplay from Zekken to completely bait the showstopper from Camo. But then a nightmare, like you talked about. The Viper's Pit almost gave them a bit more of an in because the player Lamps couldn't cover short. Zekken's head's on a swivel, the pit doesn't cover his position, and he's timing essentially. He was looking at short only about 3 or 4 seconds earlier. Sen are getting outclassed.
Second timeout by Sentinels. Outclassed is the right word to describe it, man. 6 rounds in a row.
And even when they get part of the puzzle correct, even when they're able to navigate that really tricky ult setup from Nats and Camo, they fall at what should be, if anything, a bit more of a basic idea of just covering the flank retakes. You know that Team Liquid have been pushing out on defense, or at least trying to quite a bit, because that's how Nats ended up behind you in the previous round. Sentinels need a turnaround, and they need it now. It's going to be so tough, though. This is the issue with the bind ult cycles. Kamik's nearly got another wingman online. Keiko still has orbital strike. Paditek's about to get up to his Seekers. There's no point here, really, until the end of the first half where Sen are going to have an ult advantage.
Here.
And they're running the same strategy that they pulled out in the pistol. Teho drone over towards Hookah, and a bit more of a fight towards B long.
Deep flash, swing on top of it. Oh, ADS up with a Bulldog. Listen, it's not great, even on the best of days. Sentinels
Over here.
made out on the better side of that engagement there. Now you're going to see the Seeker trying to pave the way. Keiko very much alone when he's trying to make this play here. But John, do you take that peak timing? Oh my god, oh my goodness! Hit a barrel, just poked through and gave him that perfect timing. Slowed all the way down and it's pulled rotations, and Paddy and Nats, a lot to overcome. It's a TP pivot. They had no control of showers when they made this play here, Sen. There's danger. They could have got caught out, and having to use the drone now to clear out through short. Still,
you can't lose this to Nats. You can't lose this to Nats.
But he is the definition of a ratty player. He defined it, man. Made it popular. No coverage inside. Nats! God damn!
No access to the A site. No access at all. How has he done that? They flashed, they knew there was a player over towards triple, they had the info about it. Why is nobody covering the plant?
So many gaps in the way to set a play in, and no more timeouts. No chance for Cap to hit the panic button.
Nats is 13-4, Zels is spitting out frustrated commands to the rest of them. Sen are going to need a miracle. They need divine intervention to be able to win here, because everything Team Liquid touches turns to gold.
An adjustment to the setup once more, Team Liquid. Moving Nats over towards B, deep snake bite as well. Blocks off any chance for Sentinels to get B long control. And they're creeping, crawling Camo.
Oh, Nats is inside another smoke.
And look at this position. Trade. He's 13 HP. They can't even remove this guy. Hooked tight to the corner, another smoke to replenish. Did they expect him to be gone at this point? The answer. Listen, they're going to be getting the answer soon enough, potentially. Here's a Trailblazer used by Paddy out towards the back, and that's all respect a bit of that space as well, as the smoke will be going down soon enough. Salvos going to be used.
With the orbital strike, they still have an opportunity to scorch the earth of B.
Sen going to be trying to cut this one up now. It's all about partitioning up the sites and winning the fights up, but how the hell? The Team Liquid getting away, but still orbital strike does the job, does it well. Kamik runs it up close into the corner, and Celsius had to be the playmaker. He was that case still. He's brought it to that 2v2, and they're not out. Danger yet.
You just gave Nats a smoke to play around.
Oh dear, 14 seconds. There's no clearance into the site. You can see it. They're fighting demons at this point, and his name is Nats. Creeping round, and my God, he will not be denied.
It's a vintage performance from Nats.
Poison's off.
Kept in the cellar for a couple of years, but once you cork it, oh, beautiful. An absolute beautiful Nats vintage. And he's home, isn't he? This is, if you think back to maps that you would associate with Nats in his prime, it's Bind. It's the Bind Viper. And like I said, he's back up there. He's creative. He's finding his timings. He's calling the team around his setups and becoming a superstar IGL Sentinel, the likes of which we have no comparison to at Bangkok.
And it's all tempo, it's all pace. Sentinels, my God, Nats! This guy is relentless! They're already dead at this point! For Team Liquid! They don't give him a chance!
Book him a flight! Book them the flight! Team Liquid are sending Sen home, packing a goose egg on the side of Sentinels currently. They can't get anything to go right.
18-5, the scoreline for Nats. Double the next top fragger, Kawa sitting at 9. There are 4 players in this match who were hoping, hunting for a chance of a second trophy lift.
3 of them on Sentinels, John, Zelsis second. 1 on Liquid, Nats. 1 little Nats.
Versus the entirety of SEN society. So far, he's putting them to bed. Team Liquid, Camo perched, he sees the barrel, and it's just broken out as well. Mistakes are piling up at this point. Miracle, nothing short of divine intervention is what's needed and necessary. He's in the walls, man! He's in the walls! Good luck toppling him. The damage is done!
10 rounds on the board for Team Liquid. 20 kills in the bank for Nats. He's got a KPR of 2. Every single round he's given you 2.
Unbelievable.
And he's taking these fights, taking these timings. Lohan can't believe what he's seeing. What a gift to have a guy like this on the team. By the way, if you're an IGL, it means you don't really need to frag that heavy.
Yeah.
Low frag and IGLs quivering at the sight of this game.
And that's doing it all as an outlier. The only Sentinel IGL at this event. It's domination. There's no room to breathe at this point for Sentinels, honestly. I don't even want to talk about chances and ins for them to even come back into this series because...
They haven't looked close.
No. The timings are getting missed. Trades are off. And they can't get a handle on Nats himself. As you mentioned earlier, I mean, it's looking like he's in prime form. Rolling back the years to the Gambit times.
Beacon here.
Team Liquid have realized that if they went for a push like that, it's exactly what Sentinels are waiting for, but at some point the clock is going to become an issue. And when the clock becomes an issue, that's when you don't clear corners, that's when you don't have the time to have people backing you up. The re-clear, almost there for Zekken. Nats again with an opportunity.
Camo's here to play spoiler. Oh, the rocket denied! It's a beautiful drone, gets the suppression off, but it's a quick reaction! Lining them up. Oh my God, blink of an eye. Zeltas even goes down a second, bloodthirsty.
They finally shut down Nats. Popped his pit, got run down. They threw bodies at the problem. Keiko, I beg you don't win this.
I mean, surely, Sen, there's got to be no gaps here. There's got to be no gaps, and the swing comes through off of the sound cues, but Josh, I ain't going to sell you a distant dream, mate.
No. I mean, the most huffed up Sentinels cope in the world couldn't give you faith in any level of a comeback here. Because also, once Team Liquid go to the attack side, Nats' setups are just as good, by the way, just as creative. Running attacking walls that nobody else really is.
There.
Zelsis, you saw in the replay, he's trying to be that emotional anchor for the team, but dire straits. Despair here for Sen.
They've left Nats to cover the A site on his own.
Bang. Go to the side here. The flash does not connect. As you said, they've left Nats alone. He's practically a one-man army at this point.
Team Liquid still getting really active.
Oh, no way.
Really aggressive. No. They thought about going for a sun push in the previous round and decided that's exactly what Sentinels were waiting for. But Keiko, posted up here, is giving them full information. Do they clear this? Because he could get one.
They do. I think it was the smoke that kind of spelled it out there.
Well, now, as soon as there's a player pushed up like that, you expect the rest of B to be free. Nats does his fast TP play.
Brady just can't win out the duel there, facing too many players. Tango with Plant. Has to go down here by John. No contestation, but it's a rapid play at that. Look at it, footsteps maneuvering. Team Liquid, they want to get straight back into the fight in the fray in second. Is eager. Drawing blood earlier to set the tone of this round at least. Round 12, okay, Nats should not be favored there. Hopping up, and the playmaker himself, listen, backs to all sorts of these players. Senna just not ready for it right now. Wingman scatters forwards, and look at the squeeze they put on him.
Nats again. 2 big kills in that spot. Kamek also controlling the flank. Team Liquid have every angle shut down, every moment. Liquid, with Nats at the helm, dropping 22, have just put a wrecking ball through Sen City.
Hey, also familiar with that heat.
Pasta for a pig, flicky flicky, hops up in the truck. I'm too missy. Pasta for a pig, wear that fancy. I ain't with the check, you too mixy. I don't wanna check, no. Miss me with that mixy. Wait, I don't wanna check, wait. Miss me with that mixy. Chat, you chatting too much. I had enough word. I'm on a slide swerve. Enough with the racket serve. Throw it up, go get a glass. Pour it up, I ain't bought a new weed. Showing up, let me stop capping you growing up. Roll with a winner, baddies mean a sprinter. Ice my neck out like the winner. Hot like a summer, do what I say like a runner. Sabi gon' do what she wanna. How about a jet? I keep shining baguettes. Fall in New York like the Nets. How about a jet? I keep shining baguettes. Fall in New York like the Nets. Wait, pasta for a pig.
The Sentinel side of things, listen, the halftime will offer a critical opportunity for a bit of input on the coaching side of things, but as we said prior, the damage at this point is already done. It's 11-1. Elimination on the line here for Sentinels. Team Liquid are the ones who are delivering it. I misspoke, actually. It's Nats who single-handedly delivered it.
Yeah, 22 kills in the first half. It's got to be one of the best performances I've ever seen in a single half.
Yeah.
Utterly dominant. And Sentinels, they're on the verge, on the very tipping point, the edge of the abyss. And they are 99.9% going home here. They're still going to try to put one foot in front of the other. But for the 3 players on Sentinels, the core that's going for that second trophy, that started so strong last year, it's got to be gutting to look at the scoreboard and realize this is almost certainly your last moment to have any impact in Bangkok. What a performance from Liquid.
They don't want to slow down. There's a bit of pace behind this with Liquid. They will be going into a variety of players. There's util into the hands and the rate.
They've run this pistol round before, double flash through Nat's wall.
And he's trying to go for this one here. And Zekken caught to the corner, back against the wall. It's a bloodbath. The paint in the A site in it.
Beautiful setup. Sentinels not ready. They looked like they had some kind of idea that there was going to be a short push going on. But they couldn't stop the double flash play.
2 versus 4. But John just can't quite whip the ghost around in time. This is Liquid on the verge. Absolutely unreal stuff. Zelsis, time is ticking, son. The hourglass running dry. It is do or die.
That's the case of the entire match today. Elimination games, do or die. And it's not with a bang, but with, I don't even want to say a whimper, a flattening that Sentinels are exiting here. Liquid look immaculate on bind. Every idea that they've had, every timing they've taken has worked to perfection. SEN are going to force. What else can you do in a spot like this? But Liquid are going to be aware of it.
Absolutely have to.
Going back to the normal wall here for Nats. Allowing them to go for double swings and take the fight with a flash. They're so aware.
Putting the wall up as well, just spotting these players out, tucked to the corner. Instantaneous smoke there from Zelsis. Liquid set their sights over to a different direction. Bang jump spotting, doesn't see anything, and the walking from Team Liquid might be finding the weaker side.
We know that Team Liquid love to contact. Are they just going to try to go all the way up here? Catch,
They
bang?
hit a jump spot. They're pre-aiming it.
Beautiful.
Not long for the world. And this might be it, the impetus. The first death blow of many. Wingman sent in, Salvos to deny this one, but the plan will go off without a hitch anyway. Keiko follows through, star player removed. Team Liquid able to send Sen City home. Narrate swinging wide, but he's just one man. And it's all nuts. Leading Team Liquid forwards.
What a beast of a performance, an all-timer. Classic Nats delivering on bind with the rest of Team Liquid to support. 455 ACS from the Sentinel IGL. He is back. I don't think he was happy having Chishu steal his thunder.
No.
He wanted to show that he can still be the master.
Chishu's probably watching this game like, yeah, that's my GOAT. Go on, son. Have a chance here for Sentinels. We will be saying goodbye to them, but for Team Liquid, it's that second lease of life. They're not out of the danger zone just yet, but with a win like that, they put out a statement.
They certainly do. I think teams are going to be scared of them on bind. Only other teams that are super strong on that map, I would have been talking about Trace, to be honest, but we've already seen them go home earlier on. Didn't even get to see their bind. They didn't play the Vice Deathlock at any point. But Liquid showcasing depth to the map pool.
Yeah.
Definitely, because even the Lotus and Pearl that are at the absolute bottom of the map pool, they've stolen some good compositions, and at least in one half on each of the maps, they've been competent. The more work they put in, the more time they have, the better and better this squad gets. A reminder that this is the 10th match of this year for Team Liquid. They played the maximum possible amount of matches during kickoff. And here, they're going to play the maximum amount again because they've won and then they've lost.
I've heard that storyline before.
But Sentinels on the other side.
Yeah.
And maybe the narrative was just the opposite way around. A lot of the Sentinels fans looking at their squad and thinking, all right, we're the lower bracket team, we heat up, we get revenge matches. Liquid have been quietly doing it all year.
Yep, certainly have.
But Liquid don't remind me of Sentinels from last year because they don't have the big names necessarily. Obviously, Nats is the outlier. They remind me of Heretics.
Yeah. A couple of unknowns thrown into the mix with this team, but they have kind of their own identity, I think, as well so far. In terms of styles, there's no team that does it like them.
No, the contact in plays, the pushes on defense, the timing, the way that Nats calls around his setups. There's no map where you get better calling around Nats setups than here on Bind. They put full faith in him, full trust, and he's delivered. Delivered a masterclass.
25 kills at the end of that. 13-1. Not going to see dominance like that every time. But my God.
And Lohan might be right. He might be the best. We're going to be having a look at other players going up against him, seeing if they can match this kind of performance. But what a day for Liquid.
Certainly is.
It's such an unknown who they'll end up facing next.
That's what we're going to be finding out as well, I think soon enough as well. We're getting the Verizon post-match interview ready and waiting. Not quite yet. Got some signing to do. They've got to meet some fans, kiss some babies.
It's a great venue. If you're not able to make it, it's a wonderful venue here for the fans to be able to interact with the players. They're so close compared to some of our previous events. The fans very much feeling like they're a part of the show out here. And Liquid, these players can't have thought at the beginning of the year that they had a great chance of being able to make it to these events and put on such a show.
Considering the start at kickoff that they displayed,
yeah,
probably not, but they had that turning point, a resurgence. And honestly, the big question, I think, for a lot of people watching them was, when was it going to run out? When we were going to see the old Liquid, but there is no old Liquid anymore.
No, I think at this point, if you don't believe that Liquid have made some serious permanent improvements and developments, you're just coping and seething. You are just coping and seething. This team is genuinely good. Yes, a lot of what they're doing is based on form, because it has to be when you play Contactee. Yes, a lot of it has to do with pushes on defense.
Well, let's send it down to the floor for the Verizon post-match interview.
กลับมาแล้วว้าว look at the crowd กลับมาแล้วนะครับผมก็มาอยู่กับผมเหมือนเดิมและคีโก้ของเราจากทีม Liquid บอกเลยนะว่าเมื่อกี้นี่คือสุดๆแล้วจริงๆนะครับผมของ VALORANT Masters Bangkok นะตอนนี้ซึ่งคำถามแรกที่ผมอยากรู้มากๆเลยว่าเกม 2 เนี่ยเขากลับมาได้ไงเพราะการที่เขาสามารถชนะได้ต่อชีวิตทีม Liquid ในทัวร์นาเมนต์นี้เลยก็ว่าได้ครับผม First of all, Keiko, congratulations on your win. That was an amazing performance by you. Everybody here is really impressed by it. I really want to know, because your performance in Game 2, Map 2, really extended the life of Team Liquid in this tournament. So I would just love to know what game plan that you had and what key decisions were there during the intense overtime leading to Game 3?
The game plan that we had was just to play our own game. We knew our abyss is one of our strongest map picks, so we didn't really do too much anti, and with the overtime, it was more to do with Nats and Lohan's amazing eye gelling. Eyes had a really good read on the game. We just threw so many clutches and so many post plants that, I mean, it was a bit hard, but we pulled through.
Got it. Great answer. สำหรับคำตอบนะครับบอกว่าก็ต้องบอกเลยนะว่าตอนโอเวอร์ไทม์เนี่ยขึ้นอยู่กับ Nats กับโลฮานเป็นหลักด้วยความที่เขาอ่านเกมกันออกแล้วช่วยกันทำให้เรามีคลัชได้เยอะมากๆนะครับผมทำให้เรากลับมาได้เท่านั้นเองก็บอกเลยนะว่าได้กำลังใจไปเยอะมากๆเลยจริงๆสำหรับตัวของคิโก้เองและตัวทั้งของทีม Liquid ซึ่งมาคำถามต่อมาซึ่งผมเองเนี่ยก็มองว่าแฟนๆชาวไทยหลายๆคนน่าจะชอบนะครับผมก็คือว่าเขาก็เป็นลูกครึ่งไทยอยากรู้ว่าการที่เขามาเล่นรายการ Masters ที่ประเทศไทยเนี่ยส่งผลยังไงต่อเขาบ้าง and next question we all know that you are half Thai, right? And there are so many Thai fans supporting you all the way through. And look at all of them. Look at that. Can you hear that? Wow. Does this have any impact on you being able to compete in an international stage for VALORANT in Thailand?
It honestly feels amazing. To be honest, to hear the crowd cheering after every winner of the round, and we take a lot of the energy from the crowd, so it's amazing to be here. To be honest, I love it.
ก็บอกว่า เหมือนจะไม่ต้องแปลเลยนะครับผมแต่สำหรับคีโก้เองนะก็บอกว่าคือชอบ energy มากของทุกคนนะครับพลังงานที่ส่งมาให้ระหว่างแข่งหลังจากที่เขาสามารถชนะได้ทุกเกมขอบคุณมากๆแล้วรู้สึกตื่นเต้นมากๆจริงๆครับที่มาเล่นที่นี่โอ้โหก็บอกเลยนะว่าสุดยอดจริงๆสำหรับเกมเมื่อกี้นี้นะครับผม and Keiko of course as you can see all the fans are supporting you but I think that will be it. I will leave you to the fans. I see all of them are taking off their cameras and they're so ready to just congratulate you as well but this will be it for now. Congratulations again. Best of luck in the next round. I will leave you to your fans.
Thank you so much.
but we are still not done. Let's hope I don't trip over this. แต่สำหรับตอนนี้นะครับเรายังมี draw show อยู่ด้วยนะครับนั่นก็คือการจับสายต่อนั่นเองเนื่องจากว่าเราสามารถหาทีมเนี่ยที่ไปในรอบต่อไปได้แล้ว So please let me introduce you again. Victoria. All right,
Hello.
Victoria, please take it.
Yeah, we have the round 3 of Swiss. This is the last round of Swiss before we hit playoffs. Vitality and EDG already through. We'll see them whenever we come back from Dark Days. We have 4 teams. It's super simple. Regional matchups are allowed, so we can see DRX T1. There's technically no Swiss rematches, but none of them played each other, so it's fair game.
Amazing สำหรับตรงนี้นะครับผมกฎกติกาอาจจะมีเปลี่ยนไปนิดนึงนะแต่ในเมื่อตรงเนี้ยเราค่อนข้างที่จะจับทางได้แล้วว่าใครเคยเจอใครมาบ้างเพราะในรอบต่อไปไม่มีใครเคยเจอกันมาก่อนเลยในการแข่งนี้นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยจับตาดูได้และที่สำคัญนะครับผม T1 ยังสามารถจะเจอกับ DRX ได้ด้วยเช่นเดียวกันนะครับไม่มีการจำกัดไม่มีการจำกัดเรื่อง region นะเพราะฉะนั้นเรามาดูกันครับผม Victoria thank you very much please proceed on to the draws
All right, I will draw the first teams for each match first and then their opponents. So the first one
สำหรับทีมแรกนะครับ
T1.
Seems like they have a lot of people who want to see T1 play.
All right, so the other match will be
อันนี้จะจับอีกคู่หนึ่งนะครับอีกคู่หนึ่ง
T2. All right.
เอาละครับ
T1's opponent.
สำหรับคู่ต่อสู้ของ T1 ครับใครดีโอ้ Victoria I think you jinxed it
I know. I did. All right. So last but not least, we will see G2 TL.
โอ้ G2 ทีม Liquid นะครับสำหรับรอบต่อไปใน Swiss Stage นั่นเองนะฮะโอ้โหบอกเลยว่าเดือดแน่นอน Thank you so much Victoria for this super exciting matchups and of course the fans will be super excited as well but again guys this will be it from the stage and I'll pass it back to all of you
It is. Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see TL in the second match tomorrow because they played second today. So that's the order for tomorrow.
Okay สำหรับตรงนี้ก็เป็นตารางนะครับผมก็เดี๋ยวเราส่งกลับไปทางนักพากย์นะครับผม and again sorry for that but I'll throw it back to all of you bye bye
We were definitely not screaming our lungs out hoping for this draw. This is what we wanted.
It's the perfect matches. I mean, a Pacific final rematch, which should be sick. And then you get to have a Team Liquid who just obliterated America's #2 seed play against G2.
It doesn't get any better than that. Like the chance in that second match, because right with PRX and T1, we guarantee a Pacific team going into top 4. So you have either G2 remaining the #1 seed, being the 4th new region in top 4, you know, having full parity there, or 2 MEA teams and TL running through America's back-to-back.
It would be the ultimate dark horse run to literally, everyone counted them out in EMEA. They looked bad. They went to the lower bracket. They locked in. Everyone except you.
You said they were going to get trashed on Bind and they 13.
Oh, that's true. No. I said I was worried.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they have a chance to do it again.
Yeah, they do.
Here at a global event and against international competition to boot.
They do, and I just saw G2 tweet as well, a little plain thing for Sentinels being like, you know, which seat are you guys choosing on your way home? Hey, G2, they might be sent home alongside them tomorrow, but we do have to say goodbye to Trace. Oh my god, that game felt like so long ago.
It did.
Do you remember that one?
This was a really tough tournament for Trace. They impressed everyone at Champions. Seoul had a really good showing in China kickoff, but this tournament was really rough for them. They only won, 20 rounds across the tournament? It's the least rounds anyone's won in a global event before. So definitely a big disappointment for these boys that they're going to look to rally back in stage 1 for China.
Yeah, you know, it just goes to show how punishing the format can be, right? If you don't figure it out early. Like 2 days ago, they debuted. Now they're sent home. Very similar stories for Sentinels on the other side, right? Yeah, yes, they won that first map, and they could have 2-0'd today. That's the craziest part. If a few rounds in OT go their way, maybe if they don't double fall off the map, but no one's going to remember that. All anyone's going to remember is the shellacking that happened on map 3.
Yeah, and of course, this was a team that won in Madrid as well. So for me, this is a very big shock.
It absolutely is. Sentinels, despite being the #2 seed from Americas, had some very high expectations, especially like you're mentioning, after the year that they had last year. So a very brutal start for them. Definitely ran out of steam after that overtime. And and got sent back quickly by Nats.
I just want to say that everything went downhill after John stood up and did the and then it just went downhill. Ever since then, everything went downhill. But we do have a crazy bracket. We have, of course, 2 slots left for playoffs. Vitality EDG have made it through already, so it comes down to T1 versus DRX and G2 taking on Liquid. Christy, you're not on the desk with us tomorrow, so you want to give some predictions on who you think is going through?
Predictions, I think you're crazy if you don't choose DRX in the first game, right? That absolutely has to happen. And they wouldn't let me back into America if I said Team Liquid were going to win, so let's go G2.
I was hoping that you would say Liquid, then you can come and join us. Yeah. Well, right, Mimi, you're here tomorrow, so we can wait for your prediction live. We can do it live. But let us know what you guys thought of all the action today as well, of course. I can't believe the day that we've had. I think a game 1 that went as we thought it would, and then a game 2 with a bit of an upset.
Honestly, it didn't even, like, I didn't think it would be a stomp for T1. T1 looked way better than I thought they would look, but still, like, that second game was just ridiculous. The T1 Trace game, it feels like it was years ago.
Oh, and also, of course, Carpe didn't play today. Again, that felt like so long ago
they
when we
bring him
talked
back
about
next
that.
round.
Do you think?
No.
Oh, no. I mean, Autumn kind of alluded to, like, we'll know more as the tournament goes on. He was talking to Mika about how he's willing to give us a bit more info.
Sure.
Very cryptic.
But the thing is, in order for the tournament to go on, they have to keep winning. So,
and that requires beating DRX, who they haven't beaten.
Well, I was just going to say, if you keep winning, does it make sense to switch the roster around if you're winning? I don't know.
How big of a percentage for either side do you think it will be for T1 DRX? Are we going overwhelming DRX taking down T1?
60-40 Balla TW rule. There's always a 40% chance of any team to win.
Shout out Balla. Missed that guy.
Balla must be so happy for Nats right now as the #1 Gambit fan.
#1 mech fan in the world, #1 Gambit fan. It really did feel like I was watching a Gambit game again.
Literally,
Viper, Bind, 20 kills and a half.
Almost 13-0. Yeah.
5 years later, still the same Nats.
Is that 5 years ago?
No, 2021, 4 years ago.
Okay, what's the difference?
Don't even know how to do math, huh?
Okay, I'm not even going to call her out for the...
For what?
You know what?
Percentage
she
DRX
looked
T1?
up on Google, what is 12 kilometers in USD?
As a bit for my friend. Which you thought was funny.
Well, what's the answer? I want to know. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Yinsu. That's what I'm
What did
saying.
Google say?
It was about 54 US cents.
Oh, okay. Now everybody knows. I feel like we've all learned something. We've all learned something.
These people are ridiculous.
These people?
These people.
What, Americans?
Wait, what? I'm not involved.
What?
I'm not involved.
No, just you two.
I think, considering that we still need a little bit of time, you should give us your best British accent.
No!
That's a crazy call out.
We're stalling.
We're
so you're
stuck.
like,
We're
why
just
should I be
stuck.
British?
Yeah.
What should I say? give me a line,
Please
Brit.
close the show.
What if
Mimi.
you do the toss?
Please close the show.
As Yinsu?
Yeah, as me.
Move
Go on.
on.
Okay.
Wait,
I
this
move
is
out of the
awesome.
way. I move out of the way. Go on. Do your thing.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow from Bangkok. Good night and cheerio.
It's the first elimination game of the tournament, and it comes down to Trace and T1. After all of the hard work, nobody wants to be the first one to go home.
2v3 now. Tizu going to be noted them getting the reveal. Gets the one tap. What is the transfer? Tizu! That should be illegal! Paranoia just going to be holding it down, but he's close enough to spawn out the outline. Turns back! Gets the 180 onto Looking, and now the spike is stranded. No hope in hell. As Stacks looks for an ace. Sylvan will be the finisher in the round. As T1 stretch it now by 5. There's Shockdart into the corner. That is going to be his demise. Stacks claims the first, Buzz gets the second. Swings in, looks for a little bit more, and is rewarded.
Staggering that utility. Buzz finds 3.
That could be the final nail in the coffin. And there you have it. In the blink of an eye, it all comes tumbling down. 13-3, T1.
That is a statement game from T1.
Hill wins over towards Suicide. Buzz pushes forward. Gets the headshot. That must have been one hell of a flick. There's another play right here in front of him. Double peeks back in with a shorty in hand. And won't be able to just shut this down. Flawless from T1. Buzz now holding the corner of Akai, able to find the headshot. The knife is absolutely instant. Okay, able to find that one. Needs to flick here on a Meteor. Meteor able to find two. MK still alive. Still dancing around the box. But Meteor and Izu, they get T1 up to match point. 13-8. T1 persevere. They send Trace home. They send them packing.
Team Liquid and Sentinels, they are no strangers to the pressure of elimination, but only one of them can survive today. It is the ultimate do or die.
But they're spamming it, almost the expectation of it. Only 13 seconds left, they're going to try and get themselves into this. Highlighted! And turned into pace! It's the hold down B! Crosshair placement is just impeccable! Zekken is rinsing them, man. Going hunting, love to take a gun away. Sentinels, 13-7 finish on Lotus. We needed to see the step up. I think we at least got a glimpse of it. Good anchor smoke as well from the player around, but Nats fully aware of this one with the shorty. Yep, skipping a hop, revealing positions. But everybody dropping, and speaking of dropping, Nats with the perfect lineup! The damage done! Alongside his team. The blades whistled away. Kamek with a chance, potentially to contain. That is unbelievable. The information, a bit of space can be gathered, at least from Drone being broken. And the rate, time to shine, son. Let's go. Where are the kills? They have to be found. The rate starting to make their moves, and Keiko is delivering. Smokes into the face of these players and just lined up for all of them to topple.
Oh my god, I'm so good, bro.
It took everything for Team Liquid to get that one over the line.
It is popular. No coverage inside. That's oh my god! Camo perched, he sees the barrel and it's just poking out as well. Mistakes are piling up at this point. Nothing short of divine intervention is what's needed and necessary. He's in the walls, man. Good luck toppling him. The damage is done. Man sent in Salvos to deny this one, but the plan will go off around a hitch anyway. Able to send Sen City home. The rate swinging wide, but he's just one man. And it's all Nats leading Team Liquid forwards.
What a beast of a performance, an all-timer. Classic Nats delivering on Bind with the rest of Team Liquid to support.